fact, many of these properties boast some of the finest performers working today, creatives who just can't seem to miss at this particular moment in time, and some of the most exciting storytelling currently going down in this or any other galaxy right now, still hasn't been able to secure the shows in question the size of audience they probably deserve. With that in mind, I'm Gareth from WhatCulture.com, and here are 10 more awesome TV shows nobody is watching. Number 10, Your Honor. Any chance folks get to watch the frequently mesmerizing Bryan Cranston flex his dramatic muscles throughout a series can always be classed as time well spent. And over the course of the Breaking Bad star's most recent leading turn as New Orleans Judge Michael Desiato, a man who will stop at nothing to protect a son who accidentally kills the teenage offspring of a mob boss, as you do, in the remake of Israeli series Kvodo, fans were clearly eager to see Cranston once again dive into a complicated character operating in some consistently compelling grey areas. The same sadly can't be said for the eventual follow-up season, however, with Your Honor Season 2 clearly not experiencing the sort of success it likely hoped was coming its way after the shocking conclusion of the prior chunk of narrative. Ratings have tumbled from between 449,000 to 742,000 tuning in to watch the one-time Showtime hit on the day of its release, to disappointingly not crossing over 350,000 viewers on the Sunday night of its airing for Season 2, though the finale is still yet to air at time of recording. And knowing my luck, it's probably just scored 1 million viewers because the world hates me. Despite the second season also earning stronger reviews than that prior outing though, this often painful exploration of grief and the fallout of the tragedy that came before it looks to be playing out in front of a far smaller audience than it merits. Number 9, Poker Face. Knives Out genius Rian Johnson collaborating with the likes of Orange is the New Black's Natasha Lyonne and other guest stars such as Adrian Brody, Ron Perlman, Hong Chow and more in a murder mystery of the week type series sounds like the sort of content just about every human currently breathing needs in their lives. And while the vast majority of the planet is currently enjoying the absolute delight that is Charlie Cale's frequent and rather refreshing impromptu death cases, folks over in the UK are still yet to be officially gifted the chance to witness Johnson's latest whodunit masterpiece in all its glory. That's because despite ranking as one of the most celebrated shows of 2023 so far, boasting an impressive 99% on Rotten Tomatoes currently, the Peacock series is still yet to be given a proper home over in the British Isles. So even if you sport the full infinity gauntlet of streaming services and TV packages available to British customers at this exact moment in time, you still won't be able to take in one of the biggest televised hits of 2023. Yet! Number 8, The Resort. Sitting as another Peacock entry that didn't quite land in as many homes as NBC would have hoped, dark comedy The Resort only bringing in a rather underwhelming 2.3 million total viewers when giving its premiere episode a network bump was a rather underwhelming sign of how few were honestly interested in this concept from the minds behind Palm Springs and Mr. Robot. While it may have roped in some rather strong reviews across the board, this intriguing and shockingly funny tale of a married couple uncovering the mystery of some missing folks never quite took the globe by storm in the same way The White Lotus did. Again, a simply superb ensemble cast involving Kristen Milioti, William Jackson Harper, Nick Offerman and more spouting out brilliantly dry one-liners, whilst attempting to make sense of this unsettling scenario, makes for one hell of a time. So it's just a shame The Resort wasn't quite able to reach as many folks as it likely deserved to, upon touching down on Peacock's streaming service throughout 2022. Number 7, Vikings Valhalla. Nothing gets folks' juices flowing quite like the sight of some roaring humans, blokes sporting lengthy beards and many an axe being swung, eh? So it wasn't too difficult to understand why many were quick to hop on the mighty ship that was Vikings Valhalla, the sequel to history's hit Viking series, when it made its Netflix debut back in early 2022. In fact, the follow-up was so damn popular that Netflix simply had no choice but to order a whopping 2 more seasons in the wake of the testosterone-stuffed epic earning 37.7 million complete viewing equivalents 25 days into its release. Not quite as many folks appear to have been up for that return to the hard-hitting war between the Vikings and the English though, with the first 4 days of the second season being available only seeing 8.6 million CVEs, compared with the prior season's 11.9 million in that same amount of time. Despite this, Season 2 has still managed to earn even stronger reviews than its already critically acclaimed previous season, so there's at least a decent chance some strong word of mouth will keep this ship from sinking. Number 6, The Bad Batch. Along with delivering some of the strongest live-action TV of modern times, times over the course of its impressive The Mandalorian and Andor shows, Disney Plus has also recently played host to yet another masterful piece of animated Star Wars brilliance in the form of The Bad Batch. This tale of the Clone Force 99 troops, their newest recruit Omega, and the all-round aftermath of the galaxy-changing Order 66 makes for a relentlessly emotional and often surprisingly refreshing change of pace in comparison to the likes of those aforementioned live-action offerings. But for all of the excellence on show in this prequel delight, it's safe to say Season 2 hasn't quite been given the spotlight in the same way the prior outing for Hunter, Wrecker, Tech, Crosshair, and Echo was. And the second season being dumped onto the streaming service without much fanfare, whilst also competing with the aforementioned The Mandalorian Season 3 for Star Wars fans' attention, has seen the show become a far less talked about entity as it initially was upon its debut in 2021. But hopefully the joyous second season for this Bad Batch of clones earns the binge watch and attention it deserves once Mando and Grogu's latest missions reach their end. Number 5, Kunk on Earth. Popping up on BBC Two in September 2022, before eventually landing on Netflix the following January, the brilliant mind behind Black Mirror that is Charlie Brooker was at it again with his latest piece of sharply written and performed hilarity, that is Kunk on Earth. Bringing back Afterlife's always welcome Diane Morgan in the titular role of Philomena Kunk, the not always knowledgeable investigative reporter seen in the likes of Weekly Wipe and Kunk on Britain. If you're a lover of watching some of the most brilliant minds on the planet handle increasingly surreal questions such as did the Egyptians start at the top and work down when creating the mighty pyramids, then Kunk more than has you covered. And while those aforementioned first doses of Kunk definitely went down a treat with many over in the UK, it's safe to say that this outstanding Kunk world doesn't appear to have dragged back quite as many British eyes or new American viewers as one would expect of such a cheeky and witty send-up of world history documentaries. So if you're in need of a few quick gut laughs involving Olympic bumhole inquiries and everything in between, then firing up this recent mockumentary may be the best decision you make today. Number 4, Our Flag Means Death. Sticking with those entirely underwatched collections of comedy currently coasting across the 7 seas, HBO Max's Our Flag Means Death didn't make the biggest of splashes upon touching down on the streaming service last March, but the hilarious pirating series has gone on to steadily grow its fanbase over the last year. Yet even with more and more learning of the joyous story of the wonderful Rhys Darby's Captain Bonnet, trying to make it as a real pirate with his hapless crew, a journey that sees them cross paths with everyone from Taika Waititi's Blackbeard to Rory Kinnear's Captain Badminton, you could still argue that an ensemble and series operating on such a consistently side-splitting and all-round progressive level still needs to be seen by more than it currently has been. Or something. Landing on BBC iPlayer in January has certainly helped spread the word on this 93% on Rotten Tomatoes critical hit even more, admittedly. So here's hoping by the time Season 2 arrives on the waters sometime later this year, a great many more get to experience the beginning of the dream that is Blackbeard's Bar and Grill and other delicacies and delights and fishing equipment. Number 3, Lockwood and Cole. With Netflix not exactly being shy about bringing an end to a great many of its critically well-received series, on the back of just not enough folks feeling the need to tune into the gripping action, the few passionate fans of the recent small-screen adaptation of the Lockwood and Cole young adult novel series have gone as far as to beg folks online to give the thriller a shot. Building on the success of some of their other recent rather dark content designed for youngsters, in the form of Stranger Things and Wednesday, this winning combination of effective one-liners, captivating leading characters, genuinely spooky happenings, and enthralling swordplay had Netflix's next big British hit written all over it. And while those who have already embraced the glorious trio of Lucy Carlyle, Anthony Lockwood, and George Karim are clearly doing all they can to secure the cult series lands a second season, if folks don't listen to the likes of Shaun of the Dead's Nick Frost and choose not to go and have a watch of the show boasting super scares, then there's a chance Lockwood and Cole will join the ever-growing cancel too soon pile sooner rather than later. Number 2, Slow Horses. Gary Oldman noted just a few months back that he very much felt as though his time in the acting spotlight would likely come to an end once he was finished up playing the ever-drunk and unwaveringly ill-mannered Jackson Lamb in Apple TV Plus's Slow Horses. So it's just a bit of a shame that the first 2 seasons of MI5 misfits fumbling their way through missions and general life hasn't been given quite as much attention as a series equipped with this much damn talent and razor-sharp writing is worthy of. Critics have absolutely lapped up Oldman's Coleman's persistently prickly showings as the veteran but very much over-it leader of Slough House, alongside some also stellar performances given by the always reliable Olivia Cook, Kristin Scott Thomas and Jack Loudon. But outside of the relatively small number of folks currently subscribed to Apple's streaming service, next to nobody is even aware of the world-class work being done by Oldman and the rest of the rejected spy gang. Simply put, if this is to be the end for the Oscar-winning legend, then you'd be a fool to not hop onto this particular espionage ride before it and its star gallop, or lazily trot, off into the distance for good. Number 1. Physical 100. Bringing together one hell of a collection of charismatic, impressive and downright superhuman beings in the pursuit of discovering the perfect human physique. What could have been a mindless showcase of strength, power and speed quickly evolves into one of the most compelling reality contests of modern times before fans' very eyes. Each quest demands the initial 100 supremely shredded, hench or deceptively equipped competitors to push themselves to their absolute limit, as their distinct strengths are put to the test in a number of often surprising and always arduous ways. These consistently mesmerizing showcases of physicality are merely the tip of the iceberg, however. The contestants themselves bring bucket loads of uplifting charm, inevitably fierce competitiveness, and unexpected camaraderie as the extremely demanding tournament, one which also boasts a $240,000 winning prize, heats up. But for all of the theatre, each contestant is forced to dramatically pulverize a plaster cast of their torso upon elimination, of course, and undeniably jaw-dropping feats of athleticism and power on show. Many still haven't treated themselves to the inspiring and highly addictive 9-part Korean reality epic, on the back of it earning a sudden burst of popularity on Netflix partway through its run, containing countless heartwarming occurrences, human mountains lifting boulders for 2 hours straight, and a constant reminder of just how resilient the human body and spirit can be on its day. Physical 100 is the sort of unique competition that needs to be seen to be believed, and by more people, damn it. And that's our list. Know any other awesome TV shows that nobody is watching? Then let us know all about them in the comment section right down below, and don't forget to like, share and click on that subscribe button while you're at it. Also, if you like this kind of thing, then please head on over to whatculture.com and find some more fantastic articles just like the one this video you're watching right this second is based on. You've been watching Gareth from whatculture.com, and thank you very much for doing so, I have to say. Hopefully you're having the best day possible, and I'll see you very, very soon, but in the meantime, just be good to yourself. Bye bye!